Alright guys, the season is almost here. We got about a month before we start mowing. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to start digging into this pile of stuff that we got for the truck. Now what that is the trailerless setup. Now I don't know if we're going to do the ramp in this video, probably not. But I do want to add the side rails that go on the bed of my truck. In this package here we have the Ramp Rack Sport, which again we'll probably do a separate video for that. We have a 2-piece trimmer rack set from Equipment Defender. We also have their combi attachment rack that we will install. And we have a 2.5 gallon no spill gas can holder. Now the reason I didn't get a 5 gallon is because we're only going to be running one mower. So I'm just going to be filling it up in the morning and going and mowing my lawn. So we'll make a stop in the morning without having to without having to buy another rack and a gas can, because these things can get pretty pricey, but I'll share the prices and everything in the description down below. So in each rail system per side, this is what you get. And again, we're going to be fitting it on each side of the truck. So you get 4 bolts and 4 hex bolts, 4 carriage bolts, and 8 nuts and 4 washers. The washers go with the carriage bolts, 2 end caps to cover the tubes, and then 2 connector plates that will connect the 2 rails, because those are separate. Now what we're going to do is connect the middle together. It'll be one long plate. Alright, so here's where we're at so far. I had to remove my bed liner to access what I thought were hole cutouts. But on these 2020 Rams, I guess the only hole cutout you have is right here, but it doesn't even line up with this opening. And one more thing on top of that, look at this. This attachment is too small for this opening. However, on this left side, oh, and look at this. What you'll have to do is cut out this cap here. You can't just pop it out. You actually have to take a razor blade and cut along, then pop it off in order to utilize it. And look closely. As you can see right here, we actually have a hole that can be for the mount to be held on with a bolt. Yeah, so this one is a little bit too small, but what I had to do is I had to cut out the plastic and make it a little bit bigger. So now what we'll do is, as you see, the plastic is here. I don't want to tear it all the way off. So what will happen is it'll look something like this. Now I have to take this bolt off because unfortunately we won't be securing the rear mounts, but we will secure the fronts. And I don't think it will affect how it holds because everything should be still secure on one side. So look, I'll show you. So it doesn't fit unless you make a cutout. And then with the cutout, good thing I didn't cut it out too far, but it is really snug. So that's definitely not going anywhere. There we go. So we're gonna put the carriage bolt. Yeah, so I don't know if we're gonna have it extended out all the way. I think we will initially have it extended out all the way, but one thing I don't like already is, I don't know if this is all the way down. As you can see, it's kind of slanted up. So we'll either have to see if this is completely flush. If not, we'll have to get a tape measure. Yeah, I think that's all the way down. Yeah. Well, that's all the way down and it's still higher up. So we'll have to adjust that one, get a tape measure, see how high this is, and tighten it up to that height. All right, so we'll measure from the top about 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters on this side. I think we'll have enough for 6, hopefully. No, we are like 4 centimeters. For real? Well, maybe not. Maybe we just got an extra 1. More like 5. Well, looks like we're gonna have to be a centimeter off on one side. Just fine. Better than like 4. So I guess that's how as high as it'll go on this side. 5. All right, now let's place the rail up on top. I think these rails are designed for like 8-foot beds, so we'll have to shorten this length. I mean, you could go ahead and cut this off, but there's no point. We're gonna have to shorten it. And what I'm talking about here is the stick out. So, but you know what? I honestly think that the ramp rack is going to be out, extended out, folded up right around here. So technically the ramp will be flush with this rail end. I know it kind of looks funny when you don't have the ramp installed. I wish that these tubes, I wish one end was thinner than the other somehow, so they'd be able to slide in and mount. But see, you have to put them side by side and use these plates to kind of put them together. So your 2 options: you either cut off the end to make it flush with your truck if you're not running a ramp rack, or just install the ramp rack. It should be out, I'd say, you know, a good foot and a half, and it'll be flush. This tube won't look so weird and unnormal. So we'll leave it for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and install the rail and tighten everything up, and maybe we'll get some mounts on one side and do the exact same thing on the other. All right, this is a little frustrating. So we got the, we're able to slide this back and forth, right? We don't want to get too close to the truck, or we might damage this, this cab clip. On this side, we have to line up 2 holes, right, with the rail. If we slide it all the way back, it bottoms out right here. If we slide it too much forward, or which I don't really want to do, but if we slide this thing all the way forward, it hits the truck. Yeah, you can see why they need to stop making like generic rails. If you have a 6'4" bed like I do, why don't you just send me some rails that'll fit a 6'4" bed and not ones that are just designed for 8 foot. I know it's probably less cost effective on their end to do that. Just a little bit frustrating, but we're more than likely have to cut off, do some precise calculations and make a cut somehow. More than likely line this end up with this and then see how much, oh geez, see how much of the front we have to remove in order to be able to use these holes here. So it will be flush, so we could actually take off our ramp rack, install our tailgate, and it won't look so weird with this extension. So I think that's what we'll do. I really didn't want to make any cuts. I do have a cutoff saw or cutoff wheel, and I can use that to cut this piece of metal. So I guess that's what I'll have to do right now. Before I do any cutting, I just removed it and I took a second look. What if we take this side and connect it, flip it around and connect it to that side? As you can see, both of them have open holes. Look at the instructions, man. These instructions are so whack. So the rails don't show like what side of the cutouts. What side do I have to use? So these instructions are real poor, man. I really don't like that. Let's go ahead, remove the bolts, remove the clamps, and flip them around and see if it'll make a difference. So I guess this is the only way that it's gonna go without any cuts to the metal. This is what I did, and as you can see, only one side is connected to two pieces. This is completely empty if we put a bolt here, which we probably will, but it's not, the rail doesn't go through the brackets here. It does, however, on this side, and so that's really the only way that we are able to mount this. I'm gonna see, actually I tried to move this forward and maybe use these two holes so there's not a lot of stick out, but unfortunately that doesn't work. So the holes don't line up. So this is the only way we were able to get these two holes to line up. Yeah, kind of frustrating. I wish they'll fix this in the future, but this is definitely my last time ordering these rails. I did want to get a back rack, and there was a nice back rack made by, I believe, Magnum. And they have, because you have to use these two pockets here on both sides in order to install the Magnum rack. And they have, and I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I want to get the Magnum rack, but I don't know how. I'll have to jimmy rig something up here on these two pockets, because you know you can't use both. But the cool thing about the Magnum rack is it actually contains, there's a piece where you can add railing that will mount into the stake pockets. So unfortunately though, the railing does not include the holes, and the holes is what we need to mount all of our accessories and racks. All right, here's how it looks. I got it fairly secure. It's not moving left and right where it is mounted. So the whole bed is rocking back and forth. That's good. So that's how it's going to be. We got the caps on installed. So that's what one side looks like. Let me really fast do the other side, and I'll show you the final product. All right, and that's how it looks. Finished product. Putting in these rails was tougher than I thought, but we got the bed liner back in there, the rugged liner. Made in USA, pretty nice. Easy on and off if you need to clean the inner side, but man, I'm glad we didn't have to do any cutting. But man, yeah, I wish they changed up the sizing when they send them out. I think they send out the same model for everybody. So got the caps on both sides, nice and secure. And a recap on this 2020 Ram, we only secured the fronts, not the rears. So hopefully with the equipment, we don't get as much play because of the weight, but either way, they're pretty secure. I'm pulling up on them and they're not pulling out. So that's pretty nice. No bolts holding this plate on. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this was helpful for somebody that's trying to install the rails from, I believe, Equipment Defender Rack sells them on your 2020 Ram 1500. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned because I will be installing the Equipment Defender racks as well on the truck or on the rails. So stay tuned for that video. It's going to be like a 3 or 4 part setup build of my trailerless setup for my 2020 Ram. So hope you enjoyed. Take care. God bless you. And we'll see you in the next one.